Swap sides.
Computers.
Oh, no, I'm good.
You sure?
This one, yeah, it's alright. Okay. So how long did you just hold your breath for? I mean, no. What's the longest you ever held your breath for, Charlie?
2 minutes, 22 seconds, and 0.59.
22 seconds?
2 minutes,
Oh,
22
wow.
seconds.
Shit, that's pretty. How'd you do that?
I don't even know.
So we just had a little Wim Hof breathing session, which I recorded, and I'll leave a little video down in the description in case you guys doubt us. For the haters.
It was crazy. I've been saying, Jeremy's been staying down in Melbourne. We managed to get him down to the beautiful Melbourne city, eventually.
Cold.
I said there's no chance I could hold my breath for a minute. Absolutely no chance. And held it for 2 minutes, 22 seconds. So
I said, my man Wim Hof says bullshit.
Oh, it was incredible. Now we're just feeling like vitalized as.
We're buzzed. We're full of breath. We're filling ourselves up with more caffeine. That's your fourth coffee for the day.
I know.
This is my third.
You gotta live hard on a Sunday, right?
You do. You gotta live 100. And so I finally made it down to Melbourne to get my best mate on the podcast in person.
I know. I don't sound terrible now.
We don't sound terrible. We're both going to sound terrible. Which is good to see, and it's been exciting because both him and I have been on the beard wagon.
Yeah.
Except he's sounding a little bitter because his barber just chopped it off.
Yeah. I went in, get just the sides trimmed. Been telling him to keep the length growing, just keep it growing, and he just trimmed off like half my growth, and I'm just not happy about that.
This hard work.
I know. It's hard enough to convince the girlfriend to let you grow it, and then when you get a month of growth that just gets cut off in 5 minutes, it's very. Yeah. But it's okay, it'll grow back.
It will.
It's a good thing about hair.
It's a good thing about yes. Good. Well, it's a good and bad thing about hair.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes it's like, could you just not? Especially when a barber's cut's $50 fucking dollars or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we thought that we would touch a little more on the early life crisis situation that we spoke about in the last podcast, because I had a few people reach out to me saying that they loved the idea, but that we didn't maybe dive deep enough. Hello?
That's my cat. That's Moshi. She's crazy.
Into the subject. And so we thought we'd probably just go back in and see what comes up. No real sort of structure. We'll just have a chat and talk about where we're at and how we're feeling and the array of emotions that we've gone through over the past few months with our experiences.
Yeah.
So, this early life crisis thing, like, what does that mean to us? It means to us that place in your life, generally, I think, in your mid to late 20s, for most people, For us. But I think for most people, it tends to be in their mid to late 20s when, because we live in a world of comparison, or a world where at least everyone else's highlights are always on display, it's so easy to compare yourself to everyone else. And you reach that point of 25, 26, 27, nearly 30, and you just start to go, oh my God, why do I not have my life together like everyone else seems to?
Yeah.
And that can be a really tough pill to swallow for a lot of people. And especially just at certain times in our lives. It's very important to recognize that our lives are cyclical in nature and that we go through these cycles and ups and downs. And when you're feeling down and you're, all right, let's use me as an example, 27, and you have fuck all money in the bank, have a car that's worth like $1,000, don't have any real assets of value, blah, blah, blah. I can keep going on about all the things I don't have. And it becomes very difficult to find any self-esteem and confidence in yourself from that. It certainly led me down a pretty rough path for a while there, just feeling as though I'd sort of failed and fucked up, and that by this age, by getting closer to 30, I should have had my life more together by now. And I think this is quite a very common problem in today's day and age.
Yeah, I think that it doesn't matter who you are and what your successes are, there's always going to be somebody who's more successful.
Exactly.
Always. Have you seen the meme where you've got like the guy who's walking home and then he sees someone riding a bike and he's like, oh, I wish I had a bike.
Yeah.
And then you see the bike next to a car, a little tiny shitty car, and it's like, oh, this rain is terrible. I wish I had a car.
Yeah.
And then the little car's looking at the big car, and the big car's looking at the Lamborghini, and the Lamborghini's looking at the helicopter, and the helicopter's looking at the plane, and the plane's looking at the spaceship, and it's just like spiraling out of control.
Always
so
another level. And
you can always compare yourself to anybody and your surroundings, but you're always going to find someone who's doing better, or who's more successul, or who's more financially successful, or is living a life of more freedom, or is But I think that's you have to accept where you're at, really. And until you accept where you're at, you're not going to be happy with where you're at.
Yeah,
that's
And it's like what we were saying just before in the car down there. It's like our life, where we're at, our life experience now in this moment is the result of all the choices that we've made in our life up until now. And we were talking about this before, in that, have I had opportunities in my life to have created a much more stable financial life? Yes.
Yeah.
Sure. I could have made the choices earlier that would have done that for me, but would I be living a happy and fulfilled life because of it? I don't think so. I made those choices because I didn't want to do that.
Yeah. It's the same. Everybody's choice. We were talking about, our parents' choice of the fact that they sacrificed financial freedom to homeschool us.
For sure, yeah.
They then had to stop working. They had to sacrifice income to spend time and make sure that we got an education at home, which is totally different to the average family.
Totally.
So there's that side of looking at things, and everything that you do is going to impact your future self.
Yeah.
But I think for me, and I don't know about you, but I'm still stuck well in the crisis stage. I haven't got out of it. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. But I have come to the point where I'm accepting where I'm at. So, an example, last year, I had a good paying job. Let's call it that. I had a good paying job whilst I was studying, and I was, feeling, oh, I'm stuck because I'm studying and I'm doing this job that I don't like. That's a bit of a dead end job. And hey, baby. And then I stopped doing that job and went, I'm going to finish my uni next semester. So I'm going to do some extra stuff at uni. I'm going to go and get an internship. I'm going to put some extra time into uni to make sure I finish it, and I'm going to get a part-time job. And as I was saying before, I'm making less money than I've ever made. And that is, eating away at my ego. No,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. It is eating away at my ego big time.
Yeah, man.
I feel like, what am I doing? I was making more money when I was 15, working on the weekends. Like, what?
Yeah. That's hard to swallow, isn't it? It's like, oh shit.
Exactly.
Because
And
we look at our progress based on our bank balance. Or
I know.
I do.
I know.
I look at my bank balance. I did this the other day. I looked at my bank accounts and I was like, oh my God, I'm nowhere closer to being financially free by 30, which is my goal. It always has been, than I was 10 years ago. And then later I was like, you idiot. Yes, you are. It doesn't matter what your fucking bank account... Like, money comes and money goes. Money can come very quickly and go very quickly. It's the fact. What I've learnt and discovered and the skills that I've grown and all of the work, all of the choices that I've made along the line, because my goal and intention has been to find and live a life of location independence and financial freedom, I make my choices based on that outcome. So my bank account might not reflect that, but my knowledge and my experience and what I'm learning and growing in, that's where I'm closer.
yeah,
And it's hard to recognize that. It's very hard.
super.
Because you have to spend money on yourself to get there. You have to invest in yourself. You have to invest in things, opportunities and for growth and development.
Yeah.
And that's expensive.
It is expensive.
It is.
But it's also like, you're spending money on yourself, or you're sacrificing potential income because you're spending time in growth. A perfect example is I was in a job last year that I had experience in of 6 years. So I'm working in a job that I've got 6 years experience. I'm demanding a much higher pay cut. I'm now working in a job where I have university knowledge and zero experience. And my employer is paying me to learn about a program that is going to benefit me in my future.
Yeah.
So I'm getting paid to learn about a program which is Microsoft BI, in case you're interested, but
What's BI?
It's business intelligence.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I'm getting paid to learn about business intelligence, and then and I'm getting paid shit because I'm getting paid to learn. And yes, I'll get the outcome, but my outcome is going to be smaller than if I went in straight away and I said, hey, I know this program, I can help you straight away. Here, I demand X amount of dollars and I'll give you all of this stuff, So I get that benefit, but I'm also sacrificing so much income because I could be doing something that I know very well and I know how to make a lot of money doing.
Yeah. So just to dive back, you say, you're still very much in that place of, I don't know where I'm going, I don't really know what my life path, blah, blah, blah. But you're taking action still on a path.
I'm on a path.
You're on a path.
Yeah.
So what does that path look like? And and my question is, if you feel like you don't know where you're going or have any real direction inside, why are you doing what you're doing and why are you going down that path? And, is it for the sake of doing something or is there something deeper within you? Like, what's in there?
Okay, so interestingly, I'm finishing my university degree, and at the start of my degree, and if you listen to the first podcast between us, it was very much when I started my degree, I was very financially driven. And now I'm not so much financially driven, I'm more lifestyle driven, but I still want that. I used to want to make millions of dollars, right? Yeah. And now I want to make enough money to be able to go and experience things.
Yeah.
So,
lifestyle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But still good money.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
So I'm looking at an industry which does make really good money, and I think that and where I'm going at the moment and what I want to achieve is I want to be able to, I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
At heart.
It's in our blood.
I want to start and run and build businesses and sell businesses, and I want them to be focusing on making the community better, the environment better, something like that. So with that type of outcome.
Para el bien de todos. For the good of all.
For the good of all, exactly. And so I'm looking at getting into consulting, and I'm actually quite nervous and scared, and I'm not 100% sure if I want to get into consulting because a lot of it is big business, making big business more money, and this makes me a little bit nervous in the fact that I don't want to get influenced by people, and I haven't been in the industry, so I don't know, but my imagination of the industry is that people who are successful are very money driven and very money hungry, and I feel like I used to be quite attracted to that lifestyle, and I feel like if I surround myself with people like that in that lifestyle, I may lose my values that I have now, which is a nervous proposition it's a nervous position to be in, and I think that's also holding me back about actually going out and doing it. So, but the skills that I feel like I will learn there is I feel like I will learn a lot of different strategies and processes and opportunities in how you can turn a profitable business into a more profitable business or a non-profitable business into a profitable business.
Yeah.
And I think those are skills that I really want to learn.
100%.
So when I went to uni, that was my goal.
Yeah.
And I think moving forward, that's where I want to go. And I feel like it's important for me to go and get that experience.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's important to go, and I would like to get that experience from the people who are the best, and the people or the companies that are the best at doing that are going to be quite motivated by money. So,
but that's it. Like for a future for the good of all, and for these great causes, you need those skills. And if those skills lie in the materialistic realm, then a hero has to venture forth, and explore that realm.
I just
bring,
think I'll do
bring
it
back
better.
the knowledge. Yeah, you're doing better. Yeah,
I think I'll be more successful in my ventures.
yeah,
And
totally.
I think I've also I have a bit of an idea for a cloud platform, which I want to create and build, which I've told you about.
Yeah, discussed our little business ideas.
Yeah, and I think that I am going to put in a big effort to get in and to start that whilst I'm doing other things. So I'm going to. I know that the other businesses that I've been involved with, I've gone in, 100% from day dot.
Yeah.
And this time I'm just going to do it as a side project.
Yeah, cool.
And build it slowly.
Yeah.
So I'm going to work on that, and I feel like that's going to help me with direction as well. So
it doesn't sound like you don't have direction.
I've got direction. I think I've got to keep on. I'm not living the lifestyle that I want to live. I'm feeling like I'm not pulling my weight. I'm feeling like I'm being not underpaid, definitely not underpaid for what I'm doing, but I feel like I could be making more money and contributing more and living a better lifestyle. And I'm not doing that at the moment, and that's very difficult and challenging. So
tell me about it.
And I have to keep on reminding myself that I made this choice last year to do this exact thing that I'm doing. And the best thing is I'm doing an internship at the moment. And I actually thought, probably last time that we were chatting, I probably thought that I was going to go down the road of advertising. More so than consulting. And after doing my internship, I think I'm going to go consulting more so than advertising.
Wait till you experience that and then say.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man. I totally understand that. And it's like, as you said before, it's like accepting where you are on your journey. That's the biggest and most important thing, because I'm the same. I'm like, I work in a fucking factory packing boxes of skincare products, and it sucks. But I recognize that it's a stepping stone in my life. It's like, this is what I'm doing now because that's what I want to be doing then, and that job allows me to pay my bills, to put food in my mouth, and to fund the research and the education and everything that I need to create what I want to create. Like, I don't really feel like I'm so much lost anymore. I feel like I definitely have a vision now and a bit of a drive and an idea of where I want to be and what I want to do and where I'm going. But I know that I can't have that now. That has to be, it's a journey. It has to be a process, and it's going to take some time, and that's fine. But it's the hardest part is acceptance of where you are and just knowing that this is just now.
Yeah, and I think
that's now.
The hard thing for me about mine now is I feel like where I want to be, and I'm not 100% sure because I don't know this lifestyle, but where I've kind of got to the point is I would love to be a consultant.
Yeah.
Traveling around Australia, traveling around the world, as a consultant, and making great money and working 6 weeks on, 6 weeks off. That would be amazing. But before I do that, I want to start some businesses and sell those. I want to learn how to be a consultant. I want to get some runs on the board so that I can charge enough money so that I can work 6 months on, 6 weeks on, 6 weeks off, Yeah. And that is the end goal. But there's a big process. For now. For now, exactly. Like I said in our last podcast, 5 years ago, I was in a totally different.
You can never say never. You can never say this is like it's the reason I don't really like what is my purpose in life.
Yeah,
like, purpose fluctuates. Purpose changes. Our purpose, it's like living on purpose. I think is more the point than what's your purpose. It's like live on purpose.
Yeah,
live 100% on purpose with what you're doing and go for that, and that's amazing. And then that might change.
Oh, exactly. And really, who knows if I want to be a consultant? What I want is I want to be able to work 6 weeks on, 6 weeks off.
Yeah,
that's what I want.
I want to be able to travel the world. Yeah,
and that's an opportunity or an avenue to how I could do that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. It's an option.
It's an option, and it's an
of how
option that I
that's
think I would
achievable.
enjoy,
Yeah.
and I think I'd be good at, and I would use my skills that I've currently been developing,
Yeah.
and I'll be able to get
That's
there.
so true. You know what? That's it, isn't it? It's like in life, we have an idea of what we want to achieve, what we want to. I'll just keep it there, so I can see the time.
Yeah.
We have an idea of what we want to achieve, where we want to be, and then the rest is just us trying to find the path of least resistance to that.
Yeah.
And but not only the path of maybe not the path of least resistance, the path that we feel most passionate about, interested in. Path of least resistance. Path of least resistance. If I wanted to be financially free from day dot, and it didn't matter how I got there. I had my mechanic trade. I could have gone to the mines and worked as a fucking diesel mechanic and made bank.
Yeah.
And then saved all that and invested that and then made money that way. Like, sure, that's an option.
That is
I could now today go and do that, or
Why
just
don't
go
you do
and
that?
and work as a diesel mechanic in a workshop and get paid pretty good money. Like I could be doing that, but I fucking hate that job. I don't want to do it. It's like, so it's like what we said before, like taking responsibility, like going, okay, it's disappointing that I haven't achieved this by then yet, but the fact is that I put myself here because I made every choice that put myself here.
Yeah.
This is down to me. Everything is down to you. Like, and I was going to bring in the topic of luck, but like what we were talking about before, like some people have maybe better fortune or better luck in certain circumstances.
They just became right place, right time.
Right place, right, exactly.
And in the right situation. We were talking about your friend who, I don't even know what it is, but basically importing small portions of plastic. It was like
packaging or something.
Packaging of some
packaging
sort.
Stuff, yeah.
But was working in a company that needed that, and so figured that there was other...
Yeah, I don't know if he was working in a company that needed it. I can't remember the details, but he identified a need,
right?
Yeah.
And then wasn't working. And now...
Yeah, made redundant, needed an option, identified a hole in the market,
and went for it.
And filled it.
Exactly.
And now that's working for him. It's cool. Just amazing timing.
Amazing, and that's it. Timing is almost... Not everything, but timing is a huge part of it. And if you can talk to the right people and get your timing right of your product.
Yeah, but the beautiful thing also is that timing, while it may seem looking inward from externally, it may seem like luck, but I believe, man, that timing and these sort of things come together because of our mindset, man, and where we're at and our openness to if you live a shut off life. If you live from a place of limitation and just you close yourself off to these, that stuff doesn't come to those people.
No,
it doesn't. It's up here is huge. You've got to be open and aware and welcoming, and you don't have to know what it's going to be, but you got to know where you you've got to have an idea of what you want to achieve and where you want to be. And if you focused on that and you remain open and remain willing and allowing, it's incredible what the universe can dish up for you.
Yeah, I agree, but I don't quite agree.
We're slightly different.
Yeah,
in our mentality.
I think there is definitely there's your own choice and your own decision and being presented with that opportunity. But I've been looking for opportunities, and not looking, but being open to opportunities for ages.
Yeah,
and I haven't found an opportunity that has come across that
you haven't identified one.
I haven't identified one, and an opportunity hasn't presented like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I haven't come across a product.
An opportunity like that hasn't presented that you've recognised.
Exactly.
You don't know, with that sort of stuff.
Oh,
but you're right. And I'm not saying you're going to recognise every opportunity that comes along to you in your life. I'm sure I've missed them. And my brother's always talking about amazing ideas that he's had that someone else has gone ahead and created. Mm-hmm. He's been like, I had this mad idea.
So is my brother.
Yeah.
I think that's a brotherly thing.
It might be an older brother thing.
I was thinking about that when I was in diapers.
It's like taking action as well, isn't it? It's not like sitting there and being all law of attraction-y in the sense of I'm ready for
Yeah.
greatness to come into my. It's like taking action.
Well, hey, I might be in that boat because I'm going to take action on my idea, and if you're going to take
Exactly.
action on your idea,
Exactly.
well, there you go. There's an opportunity right there. You got a hole in the market. You got a hole in the market.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, action's everything. It's
Yeah.
like with this, man.
Yeah.
You know, this podcast came as a result of our chat.
Mm-hmm.
I've just been like, fuck, is this it? You know, life, this sucks. Nothing's
Yeah.
working, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I need something. I don't
need to
know
vent.
what it is.
I need to vent
to
somewhere
vent.
with somebody.
I need something. And I'd started listening to heaps of podcasts. And I was like, I love podcasts. They're cool. I was like, I like to talk to people. And I like deep conversation. I hate surface level conversation. You know me. I'm like, if you don't have anything good to say, just shut the fuck up. Like, I'm not interested.
See, I love small talk.
Yeah, I'm not a small talker. You do all the talking in our relationship.
That's why you're saying, you're like, inside, you're like, shut the fuck up.
No.
Shut the fuck up.
Good, I just listen.
Yeah.
But it's funny because like this just seemed like the right fit for me then. I was like, okay, I need to do something different. What can I do that's going to help me? And also, you know, I have always had this self-belief that I'm not very articulate and I struggle to make my point. I
Yeah.
really do. And I still feel that way, but doing this is a huge help because it's practice.
Yeah.
You know, it's like putting myself out there. It's like, okay, I'm going to experience circumstances where maybe I disagree with someone or something, and I have to try and articulate my argument or my perspective.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It's hard for me, but I want to get better at it because it's, you know how it's really hard. I almost want to say the word emasculating when you feel so passionate about something and you believe so strongly in something and you just can't portray it. You can't like get it across. I've had that my whole life because I grew up with a fucking author as a mother. I lost every argument I've ever been in. And because I didn't have that skill, my communication was just short and sharp and I didn't know how to put words to my feelings.
Mm.
And I still, you know, as I said, I'm still struggling with that. But I'm doing something about
Try
it.
living with someone who's written like 100 essays on arguments.
Okay, I'm
That's-
not going to talk
that's
to Annika
Annika.
about.
100%.
That's a dangerous situation for a couple.
Yeah. she did a degree in human rights and philosophy is just questioning everything. So
totally.
it is literally all philosophy is just question. This is an argument. Find a reason why this is wrong. Or find out what's going on with this. Or how does this not make sense? Or you know, like it's just questioning every point of view ever.
Questioning's huge. Asking questions is massive.
And Annika is amazing at just going, hang on, why do you think that? What about this? How do we when we look at it from this angle, how does that look? And you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I never even looked at it like that.
How does this hold together under scrutiny? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's strange because I've lost many an argument in my life, like lost in the sense that verbally lost it.
Yeah.
Like the other person, but in my head, I still wasn't convinced that they'd won. I still feel like I knew better, but I just don't fucking know how to say what I'm trying to say. I can't. Sorry, I'm not saying that word anymore. I haven't been able to figure out how yet.
I can't.
No. Cut that word.
That's not a word in my
it's not a
vocabulary.
word. Kill
It's
it.
actually not a
Kill
word.
it dead. It's
I
not a
can
word.
not. We're just going to take the not out.
Yeah, exactly. I can cross the T.
Yeah. No, but it's... Yeah. Yeah, let's go with that.
But anyway, action taking. Back to action taking. You know, like that's what this is. This is action taking for me. The online business thing that I'm doing now. Action take. I was like, I need to change. I need something that's going to be able to support my dream of living a location independent lifestyle. I don't know how I'm going to do that yet. I don't know I don't technically know if what I'm doing right now is in this online business is going to be the answer, the thing that gets me there. But it is for now.
It is
for now.
Worst case scenario is you're going to learn some skills that are going to help you.
I'm going to learn, and I've learned a shitload of skills already, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But so yeah, action taking. Like that's from my personal life experience, action taking is like the epitome of the law of attraction. If you take action, that is, where the universe recognizes your intent
Yeah.
and can deliver.
Yeah, I think I agree 100%. But I think the other thing as well, not just about the universe recognizing, about you recognizing for yourself, which
totally
is the biggest part of acceptance. For me, is just knowing that my actions are leading towards something better, potentially, hopefully. That's why I'm doing my actions. And when you get to the point, like, don't get me wrong. Yesterday, I had a shitty day. I was feeling shit all day. I was like, I'm not motivated. I can't do anything. Like, I'm meant to be working, but I'm just watching TV. Like, it's pointless. And then you need to go back to, okay, why did I make this choice where I have to work on this day? Why did I do that? What reason did I have to initially make that choice? Because I can change that choice today.
True, yeah.
I can change that choice. I don't have to work today. I can go back to a different job. I can go do something else. I can, I could potentially stop studying if I wanted to. Like, I don't have to study. It's my choice to do that.
Yeah,
but
totally.
Why did I make that choice? And when you can get yourself back to that point as why, that helps you get through. And then you go, well, yesterday I was like, you know what? I should be working today. I 100% should have been, but I'm going to take today.
Why is it so hard to remember your why? And to, like I've always wondered that. Like, why is it so hard to remember your why? Like, your why, it's pretty powerful. It is for me. Fuck. Yeah. My desire for what I think, for what I'm going for, is large.
Yeah.
Like, big. Why? On days like you had yesterday, which I have a lot as well, we're human, is it so hard to remember that? And not only remember that, but actually have that motivate you.
Well, I think...
Or inspire you.
I can't remember where I heard this. It could have even been one of our Nick's essays. I can't remember. But it takes 3 positive thoughts to every negative thought for you to be happy. I read... No, it was something I did in university.
Okay.
Definitely, I read it in... Oh, it's in a book. It's in a book called The Happiness something. Fuck, I can't remember. Anyway, I'll try and find it. I'll try and put it in the bio. Really, really good book.
Okay.
But one of the things that it says is that you need to have 3 happy thoughts for every negative thought in order to be happy. And so it could be that you need 3 why thoughts for every negative thought to remember your why. Maybe. And so it's much harder to have 3 thoughts than 1 thought.
Yeah.
And when you're having a negative day, you're always thinking...
Yeah, okay.
In negative. Like it's spiraling. So
one thing leads to the other. Yeah, so like stop and go, okay, what are 3 reasons I'm doing this? For every time you get a negative.
It's just any negative thought. So in order for you to be happy for a day, is that you need to have, maybe it's 30 happy thoughts to 10 negative thoughts.
Yeah.
And you will be happy. Because you're going to have negative thoughts every day. You're going to have, I don't know if you guys are football fans, but fuck, I hope my team wins. Oh, they might not win this week. What am I going to do? And then you've got to have, well, we can win because we have this and we do this and we play like this, so we can win. And then you walk away and you're like, okay, 3 reasons why we can win. 1 reason we may not win. I'm happy we're going to win. Like,
the odds are good.
a simple way of looking at it,
Yeah.
So... But I would imagine that's probably one of the reasons why it could be.
Yeah. So something else on that note of the why and getting over the negative. I can't remember who I heard this from. It might have been someone like Jordan Peterson or something. Someone who's all the rage at the moment, I think. Was the power of belief. But the power of belief is... It's easy to say, I believe I can achieve financial freedom by the age of 30, because I do, but there's a difference between believing that and saying that and knowing that there's a high probability of it happening. Like having a belief in something and having a belief that there's a high probability of it is very different. Who's this guy? No, it was a guy from an Aubrey Marcus podcast, his most recent one. And it was a guy who had a severe car crash and was told he'd never walk again. And he was like to the doctor, well, sorry,
how many stories are there like that?
Yeah, so many. But he was just like, look, I'm not going to believe that. That's horse shit. I'm definitely going to walk again. So just fuck off, basically. Yeah, and then he was walking again in like 2 months or something.
How good's that?
he's just like, honestly, I was just like, don't be telling me what I can and can't ever do again, mate. I'm going to walk again. And then after that, he got a very severe type of cancer that he reckons kills like, I think it was like, I think it was like 80-something% of people that get that form of cancer die. Like a really aggressive one. And it was caught late. And again, the doctors were just like, yeah, this is like really late. And he was just like, nah, fuck off, I'm going to heal it. And he did. You know, like same thing. He's like, belief is huge. But he's like, it's one thing I've learned over my time is like, it's important. He goes, if you don't accept where you are right now, which is what we've also been talking about, acknowledge that it is what it is. And nothing you can do can change that because it's already happened.
Yeah.
You know, acknowledge that and then decide that you believe something and believe it. He's like, belief is like probability. What's the probability?
Not believe that you can, believe that you will.
Believe that you will.
Yeah.
That it's already happened even.
Yeah.
You know, like that level of strength. The book, he wrote a book, and the book was called The Miracle Equation or something like that. Talking about how miracles are an equation. How you create them in your own life.
Yeah, okay.
You know,
I believe in that. And I think something, I don't know, but I just think I'm going to be rich. Like, I'm please don't take that in the wrong way, but I do.
Yeah.
I've always, even Annika said that to me the other day. She's like, you just have this weird belief that you're going to make money. You don't even know how.
Yeah.
You don't even know what
so
you're going to be doing.
Yeah.
You're just like, you just know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So maybe, who knows? I don't know if it's going to happen tomorrow or if it's going to happen when I'm 50.
I say this all the time on podcasts, in my blogs. You know, I'm like, it doesn't, like, knowing how isn't the fucking, doesn't matter. It's neither here nor there. It's knowing you will.
Yeah.
It's like, I know I'm going to live a location independent lifestyle one day. I fucking just am because it's my life's fucking drive.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know there's nothing else I'm going for.
Yeah.
I just want to travel the world and work from a laptop. That's all I want to do. So I'm going to, because what other fucking option is there?
And it's true, because everything that you've been interested in over the past, even when you weren't looking at doing that. So you had that online business that you started with your brother.
Yeah, Shopify.
Yeah, you weren't looking at being an independent.
Oh, was.
But not like in the same way that you are now. But the idea, what about with network marketing?
Yeah.
You weren't like, you were thinking that you wanted that lifestyle, that travel lifestyle, but it wasn't, you know, that was when you're working as a PT and you're, you were going, okay, this is the money that I make today. This is me trading my time for money. But I'm setting up my residual income, I guess, with Isagenix. It was all about, actually, what's important is the Isagenix. It's about setting up that lifestyle. And almost like at that point, you weren't really thinking about, hey, I want to live a laptop lifestyle. That wasn't your goal. Your goal was to live a lifestyle where you weren't trading your time for money.
Yeah.
And
I think I've kind of always had a bit of a laptop lifestyle drive, definitely.
Yeah,
but ever since I came back from traveling, I have. But yeah, like maybe it wasn't as strong. The goal and plan was residual income. It was like, yes, you're right. Stop trading my time for money.
Yeah, and it's interesting because we've had that exact same this conversation so many times about how do we do that. And I'm going to start a business, and that business is going to make money, and I'm going to eventually get to the point where I'm not trading my time for money.
Yeah.
I sell the business, or I keep shares, or whatever it is, and that will pay me money. And you're going, okay, well, I'm going to set up some form of residual income, whether it's like an online shop, or whether it's selling products online, or whether it's a network marketing. But it's just a different way of us looking at how we're going to do it.
Exactly. Well, it's funny because half the time we call each other, it's like, oh, I've got a new idea.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, oh, have you checked out cryptocurrency? You know, like, and then we were just like balls deep in cryptocurrency, and then like, oh, have you sussed out the idea of like using bots to make money with video games and stuff like that? Like always new ideas of like, how can we make more money online? But this is again what we were talking about earlier today, is diversity. You know, like having your fingers in multiple pies. It's something that we highly recommended, and spoken about a lot in a lot of wealth creation books. And mentors, often talk about diversifying. And
Well, I think one of the best things that I've done for me financially this year, and I know this is going to sound really crazy, but when I was making a lot more money, I wasn't saving too much. I was saving it in a bank account. I go spend it on travel, save it in a bank account, go spend it on something, like a new iPad or a laptop or a phone or whatever. But I've actually, two things that happened last year. I started investing into cryptocurrency, which was an eye-opener for me money-wise. I've made some stupid decisions. I'm still even. I can't believe I'm still even.
Me too. I didn't lose money at all.
The amount of money I put in is worth what it is. But I could have turned 10 grand into 50 grand. 50. I peaked out at 57 and didn't sell.
Fuck.
Which is extraordinarily painful, guys.
I didn't have a story like that, but I had the same thing. Like I bought in at the levels that we're at sort of now, and then rode it all the way up and rode it all the way down,
and so down below, and then back up to where we are.
So I'm even, Like I haven't lost money, but I'm like, I could have made some good money. Yeah. But fuck, what a learning experience. Yeah. And you know what? Like this is something that Sterl, my brother, often says to me. He's like, we could have made great money and it could have been amazing, but we did learn a lot of incredible lessons, especially in the sense that we've now experienced pretty close to a full market cycle. Yeah. And the extremes of a full market cycle, the Bitcoin boom market cycle. Yeah. Like, that's a crazy ride. Yeah. And you learn a lot. Like,
one thing that you learn is
buy low, sell high.
No. But the
BTFD.
one thing that we did, and this is the biggest problem that I had, was that I had friends who turned 90,000 into 3 million.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And I had friends that turned 20 grand into 1.5 mil. And so when I'm turning my 10 grand into 50 grand, I'm going, hang on a second. They have gone, they got in earlier and they've made,
exponentially
30 times their money, and I've made 5 times. So I can still go in. But you got to take the next, after that cycle, I then did a class at university, and one of the topics that we studied was the psychology of trading.
Right, yeah. Oh,
and I learned all these things, and I was like, I did this, 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 and that's why I didn't make any money.
Yeah, exactly.
But if I'd done this,
here's the list of what not to do. Yep.
It's not what not to do. It's just how the human brain works.
Yeah.
So it's being aware that your brain is going to be telling you to do this, to do this, to do this, to do this, to do this.
True.
And if you're aware that your brain is telling you to do that, you can then go, hang on a second, that's what my brain's telling me to do. Don't follow your brain.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Follow the system.
Or that's what my emotional response is telling me to do, so I've got to use my brain instead.
But your brain is your emotion. Like, it is basically, your brain will tell you.
Yeah.
It is your emotional response, right?
You can then change your brain to override.
Exactly. Consciously, subconsciously, you know that your brain is going to tell you
your heart to override your head. Yeah. And it's kind of the opposite.
Yeah.
Your heart's attached to the idea, or your emotions attached to the idea of, I can make big money if I do this.
And your brain's too late. I was too late on it. I was like, oh, you're dumb. But anyway, great. The biggest skill that I learned from that is that I put in money into cryptocurrency, and I have not touched that money.
Yes.
Touched it, right?
Me too.
The second thing I've done this year, I have made, I'm making $500 a week, max, at the moment, right? On average, I reckon I'm averaging less than $500 at the moment this year.
Yeah.
I have managed to save $1,400 in this raise.
Yeah.
Which is RAIZ. We'll put a link.
Yeah, I'll link it.
Guys, get involved. I've just put, every time I've had like some payment come into my account where I don't need to spend it, I've transferred into my Raise account. And what it does, you connect it to your bank account, and it just rounds up everything, every transaction. I haven't missed the money. I'm spending about $5 a week on doing it. I don't even notice it's gone, but my Raise account has gone just up. And I'm investing in socially responsible brands, like Apple. I wouldn't call it a socially responsible brand, but basically I have a socially responsible ETF as possible.
Mean it.
I did mean it.
I just caressed my iPhone for those who are listening to this.
Yeah. But essentially, they just invest into ETFs for you. If you're an investor, their fees are incredibly high as a percentage. You want about $1,000 in their fees to be remotely competitive. But don't worry, their fees are still only $1.50 a month, right? It's not huge, and it is a savings account that you won't touch. Now, if you need that money, you get it in a week, right?
So if you go to transfer, that takes a week to come
5 business days. 3 to 5 business days, right? So because they need to sell your stock.
Right.
Essentially. So they're saying it might be quicker, right? But if the market's not very liquid for that particular ETF, then they cover themselves. I actually haven't had to take any money out.
And I think that should be the aim, right? Like to just leave that, pretend it's not there, and let it grow as a nest egg. Exactly.
In a year that I've made the least amount of money as possible, I've ever made, and it's April.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I've already saved $1,400.
It's so cool.
I know.
Cool.
And it's money that I don't want to touch. So if you want something to feel like you're growing, even when you're not, just going and buying a coffee for $3.50 and actually spending $4.
Yeah. It's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal.
And you can learn to just.
And you know what the weird thing about it is?
Yeah.
When you go and you have a transaction that's like $2.98. You're like, no, I need something else. I need to buy something else so I can get it. I need something for 10 cents.
Goes in.
I don't want 2 cents to go in.
I love that. Yeah. That's true. That's great. It's just another thing.
Yeah.
Which is so good. Just another thing. Just keep adding little things here and there. And when you end up with, 4, 5, 6 different little investment vehicles, over a few years, it's
going to go up.
Blown away by what you can achieve.
Well, we don't know. We will see.
You don't know.
We'll come back to you in 4 or 5 years and let you know how we're going.
We'll come back to you in 4 or 5 years with the crypto and let you know how we're going, because I still have faith.
Yes. Yeah, no, I've still got my crypto. I'm not selling it until I need to buy a house.
Yeah,
and then I might take it out.
I don't have enough in there for me to warrant taking it out in terms of like the risk to reward.
Yeah.
Because if it goes bang again, the risk to reward in that, it's like, okay, I take money out now and I get my, $3,000 or $4,000 back, or I just leave it in there and potentially have the possibility of taking 20 grand out later or something, whatever, whatever, or 10 grand, whatever. Like, to me, it's like, I don't need that 3 to 4 grand.
Yeah, but compounding interest is where you want to be at.
Yeah.
Like, if you can get as much of your money into compounding anything, it will just set you up, because and where people go wrong in compound interest is it's not 5-year game.
Yeah,
it's not a 5-year game.
It's so much longer.
I'll give you, this is a really good rule of thumb to know about compounding interest. Let's say something is compounding at 7%. Okay? What that means is that every 10 years, it will double. Okay? So if you're at 3%, 3.5%, every 20 years you're going to double. If you're at 14%, every 5 years it's going to double.
And it's so hard for people to wrap their head around, but you've just got to think about what that means. Like, that means 5 grand becomes 10, which becomes 20, which becomes 40, which becomes 80.
Which means 100 grand becomes 200 grand, which means 200 grand becomes 400 grand, 400 grand becomes 800 grand. And that's if you're not investing more. That's
if you're not investing more.
In there. Exactly. So you're looking at around about, I think if you're looking at investments, if you look at even Host Plus as an investment company, they've made about 7%.
Yeah. That's
over the past 5 years, 10 years as their average. So you're looking at getting into any kind of investment company over a 10-year period, they're going to double your money.
Yeah.
So,
and if you want to learn more about this and you want some really good basic freaking resources, the Barefoot Investor and Rich Dad Poor Dad. They're both
I'll give you something even easier to
do.
I'll give you something easier to do. Listen to a podcast called The Money Cafe.
Oh, yeah. Is that what you told me about recently?
It's 20 to 30 minutes a week, every Thursday. It's really interesting. It's just about financial markets. You can put in questions on there if you want, but they answer questions every week, and it's just interesting to see what type of questions they answer and how they answer and stuff like that. And I think the biggest thing and they're financial, really reporters. I think one's a reporter, a writer for The Australian, so he's in the media, which is why they're doing it. One is the CEO of an investment company, or CFO or something. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I'm not sorry, but they're just. It's just a good way to financially educate yourself, just slowly. It's just a nice way to kind of, and that they're just all about the financial industry, and it is actually interesting to stay up in, with what's going on in Australian finance. So it's about it's not American finance. It's finance in Australia.
Yeah. It's something that Robert Kiyosaki talks about a lot in Rich Dad Poor Dad is financial intelligence, and just how important it is and how lacking it is. No one's taught financial intelligence. We don't learn shit, not in school anyway. And I didn't learn shit growing up from my parents. Like they didn't have the financial intelligence to teach me.
I think
it's down to the individual these days.
I think financial intelligence is definitely taught in school. Definitely, 100%.
In what? When? How?
In math.
Math doesn't teach you financial intelligence.
No, that's the problem. No.
How to do math.
Yeah, this is exactly my problem right here, because I've studied.
Which people don't.
I've done a minor in finance, so nothing too crazy in finance. Like I'm not a finance guru by any chance, but an understanding of compound interest and how it works and stuff like that. We did these equations at school in math.
It's math, but people don't transfer it across.
No, it's not explained as, hey, this is money, and this is why you should invest into a bank, and this is how money grows. There's not anything like that. It's just, hey, here's a formula on compound, right? Do you know, And so,
but also, there's more to financial intelligence than just numbers. There's more to it because there's in terms of learning the difference between investments, between assets and liabilities. Sorry, between learning things like market timing, all sorts of other aspects.
See, I don't think you can teach. I'm not sure, but just off the top of my head, I wouldn't expect that would be something that you could teach at school, like assets and liabilities.
I think you should read Rich Dad Poor Dad. And then get back to me, because my greatest takeaway was assets and liabilities out of that book. I learned, it really opened my eyes to it in a way that I'd never I just think most people have it fucking twisted what an asset and a liability is. I just learned. It was phenomenal.
Yeah, okay.
I just don't think most people realise what the fucking real true definition of those two are and how important they are. And having
I'm with you.
Personal balance sheet.
But actually, I haven't got a balance sheet. I should probably set one up because I'm a business, I guess.
Yeah,
but,
we are.
Yeah, but I'm not sure that. And I'm a pretty financially or mathematical person.
Yeah.
I'm not sure in school I would have appreciated it or understood it.
Yeah, it would have been, I don't know. I don't know
For
because
me,
I don't know. Because I wasn't taught it. I wasn't there.
Interesting topic.
But maybe I would have found it interesting. But I think as a young adult, it's fucking crucial.
I agree. And one of the biggest things I've learned out of uni, the biggest thing is I have to start investing. The fact that I haven't started my super because I've been starting businesses and working for myself, and I've just gone, you know what, I've got this money coming in, I don't have any super. I'm so pissed off at myself. So pissed off because I've almost missed. I've got 10 years of work life almost now. I'm 8 years of work life. That is double money.
Yeah.
That's my double money situation right here. My first double money. That's huge. And I've missed that.
And our generation is missing this now because we're not focused on retirement. We're focused on how can we live our best life now.
Yeah.
And no one's thinking about retirement. So I think there's probably a lot of people.
The generation below us is
thinking about retirement. The generation below
globally,
us is
globally, the millennials / Gen Z.
I am millennial.
No,
millennials, 80s to mid.
No, you're okay. So we're millennials, right? But Gen Z, 95 to 2010.
Yeah.
They are more so thinking about their long-term financial security than what we are.
The generation after us?
Yeah.
Right.
It's really, and
that's strange.
All to do with the global financial crisis. And not so much in Australia because we weren't affected so much by it.
Yeah.
But all around the world, the global trend is that if you're born between 95 and 2010, you've gone through this struggle with your family, and so you want this financial independence. You want to go work for companies for a long time. You've got really short attention spans.
That's interesting.
But you can multitask, and you just want security in your job, which is
because that's not at all what I witness or what I see in the world. Like I see the opposite.
I think, but we're also in Australia. I'm saying on a global trend,
on a global scale, right?
This is because Australia didn't really.
Because it's the age of right now. It's the age of the entrepreneur. It's the age of the risk taker. It's the age of the people that are. That's us, but it's also young people. Like all I'm seeing now online on podcasts, on YouTube channels, is just kids that are killing it online. That's all I see.
Yeah, so this is where you're struggling with your comparisons.
It is. It is. I'm sick of fucking 18-year-olds that are making millions of dollars. Piss off.
Yeah.
Oh shit! No, I love you guys. You're freaking.
You're an inspiration.
Annoyingly awesome. Yeah. In fact, you are, and you're not. I watched the podcast. It's an asshole thing to say. I've been listening to a podcast. I told you about it called The Rise of the Young.
Yeah.
And it's just all stories about like 15 to 18-year-old and older kids and entrepreneurs that are just making bank, man. It just depressed me. I'm not.
I told him.
You said stop listening, and I did. I stopped. That shit's hard to hear. It's hard to hear, and that brings us full circle back to the start of this. It's like this comparison bullshit. It's really hard to be in a world where that exists and you feel like a bottom feeder.
Yeah, but this is, I know this is probably going to sound a little bit cliche. Maybe not cliche, but
the beautiful thing about cliche is it's true. That's why it's cliche.
You know how little I look back on each year of my life so far since I've turned 18 as year blocks from 18 to 19, 19 to 20, 20 to 21. And I feel like I haven't accomplished anything in those years. Yeah. Every year I look back on maybe even New Year's to New Year's, and I look back at that year and I'm like, what the fuck happened? Like, I didn't get close to my goals. I didn't buy any major decisions, nothing, right?
And then
nothing major happens.
As an accumulative, and then it's like,
no, I still don't think I've done that much. What I feel like financially, I haven't got in front. That's okay. But my knowledge has grown and grown and grown and grown. But over each year, I haven't actually appreciated that. Because that's not what I was set out with that year to. And this is the first year where I've gone, this year is about me making sure I get my knowledge, right? And I'm going out to get my knowledge.
You don't set out and start a year to go, I'm going to grow as a human being. I'm going to make money.
Yeah. But every single successful business that I have ever come across has blown up. So I'll give you an example. My friend who, I'll say his name. His name's Alex Haggerty. Follow him if you want. He started a company called Tagged. Yeah. Amazing company. And essentially made nothing. First 3 years, nothing. And then went, and one of his goals, this is crazy about a goal. Yeah. Yeah, you'll like this.
Okay.
His goal, when he was about 27, I think it was to become Entrepreneur of the Year.
Oh, yeah.
But under 30. Under 30 Entrepreneur of the Year in Australia.
Right.
Pretty big goal, right?
Yeah, definitely.
He was living with his parents. He started writing some programming, I guess, for his company, Tagged. And the year before he turned 30, he won Entrepreneur of the Year. And awesome. He was nowhere.
That's awesome.
But his company, what's his brand?
GBH,
right?
Tattoos.
I don't even know. Right, cool. Yeah. It's probably a bad brand, but let's just pretend this was Nike. And I took a photo of you right now, and you put it on Instagram.
A bad example, not a bad brand, people.
Yeah, no, a bad example. Sorry.
Yeah.
A bad example, but you hashtag Nike, right? Now, his program finds that hashtag, make sure your T-shirt is the only brand that's in the photo.
Yeah.
Sends it to Nike and says, hey, this is an on-brand photo with your product in it, and it's this product. So it matches the product to the current product on their website. Yeah. So that when you go and view their product on their website,
Oh, it shows the photos
on Instagram.
Yeah.
So you can see a whole bunch of normal people wearing
Whoa.
that product in real life.
That's brilliant.
And if you click on that photo,
Mm.
it takes you to a buying page, not back to Instagram.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Ah,
So that was his idea.
that's
And
fucking.
it
I can
just
see
went-
why he won the bloody award. That's phenomenal.
Phenomenal,
Yeah,
right?
That is
Phenomenal. It has one
Yeah.
massive issue.
Yeah.
Facebook can change their... So before it puts it on their website, it actually sends you a message saying... So Nike go, yes, you look like a nut. Look, to be honest, they're going to be pretty judgmental. They're going to say,
Yeah, of
hey,
course.
he looks fit. Perfect, on brand, right?
Mhm.
They're going to go, okay, there's no other brands. Okay, you are the type of person we want on our website. So then they'll go, yes, I approve that photo.
Mm.
And then you get a message saying, hey, Nike want to use your photo on their website. Is that okay if we give you a $50 gift voucher to Nike? Boom, right?
Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
That's
How good is that?
awesome.
And he
Yeah.
wrote this all. It's like, it does it all automatically. Bang, 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 bang.
That's unreal. The algorithms now are incredible. The shit that
I
they can
know.
do is like, what?
I
Like
know.
that fucking Google thing you showed me before.
Oh,
Oh man, what was that? Google's AI phone answering phone call making, phone answering technology. What the fuck?
Mhm.
I'll link that in the description as well because that's just
that was a year ago too, May 2018. Imagine
it's
where they're at.
stupid.
I
It's
know.
stupid.
It's crazy.
Yeah, the Google Pixel, hey? Maybe the new iPhone. I said it.
Oh, and
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know.
Well, we've done an hour.
Have we? Crazy.
Pretty cool. Considering we had no idea what we were going to talk about.
I know.
I hope that was more detail for you guys. I mean, like, we probably spent most of that time
Have you got a
talking
question
about...
for me this time?
Well, I asked you
secondary
them last
question.
time, didn't I?
Yeah.
Did I ask you both last time? No, I just
No,
asked you one. All right,
He's
ask
got
you-
two questions.
I got
Okay.
another one now.
Yeah.
Let's ask him the second one. So the second question I've been asking people is, what is the greatest fear and challenge that you've overcome in your life?
Like,
Fear and or
overcome.
challenge, yeah. That
Oh
you
God,
have
I wasn't
overcome.
ready for that.
Oh.
My
Yes, we're
greatest
drinking
fear.
wine. Don't know why.
Don't know why, because it's delicious and it's Sunday afternoon.
Sunday afternoon in cold Melbourne, bringing a chilled white.
Yeah, it's a
Anyway.
very good chilled white. Oh, I really don't know. I'm really sorry. Greatest, I can't think of a fear that I've overcome.
Greatest challenge you've overcome? Sometimes challenge is an easier word to think of something.
You definitely should have prepped me before this with this
Sorry.
question. Challenge, and I shouldn't have asked. That was a really poor decision on my behalf. It's the wine speaking.
Gotta have a challenge.
Look,
to overcome,
I
mate.
think challenges that I've overcome in life is definitely opening a business,
Yeah,
working for
at a young age.
working for myself, and having the confidence to work on commission.
Yeah, that's scary.
But I actually think the hardest thing I've done is gone back to uni easily, and that's the biggest challenge and the scariest thing where I've gone, I'm going to put my career on hold for 5 years.
True.
So when I started, it was
big
going to be a
commitment.
5-year commitment, and it's only turned out to be 4 years. But still, it is easily the hardest thing I've ever done. Easily,
Can imagine.
without question, just to the sacrifices that I've had to make in order to do it. It's been incredibly difficult, and I guess the fear was that if I go and sacrifice all this time, is it going to pay off?
Yeah.
And you know what? I haven't even started using my degree at all, and I feel like it's already paid off. The stuff that I've learned, the way I've grown as a person, unbelievable.
That's
And I never thought I would say that. I went there to learn
It's
business
true.
skills,
Yeah.
and I've learned life skills, and I've
Yeah.
surrounded myself. The connections I've made,
Totally.
like
man.
it's.
Totally.
I
Something
can't
you
actually
don't
recommend it enough.
appreciate when you're younger, and I still don't appreciate to the point that I'm sure I will, but I'm more and more, is just self-growth, man. Just growth within yourself. Like, your knowledge and your wisdom and your experiences, and you're like... And that's why now I'm so much more willing to invest in myself in terms of learning like that. And like for me, it's generally personal development stuff and like more spiritual stuff because that's the side that I'm interested in. But whatever it is, like just self growth is worth so much more than money can be. Like this is us. Like this is what we have to work with in our life. And the better equipped this is at dealing with all that, better your life's going to be, surely. As we said before, money's just energy. It comes and it goes, and it can come very quickly. When things line, when the stars align.
My point
on
that business.
Which business?
So my point that I wanted to make was that businesses blow up in a very small amount of time. So you can grow and grow and grow as a person, and you can do shit and shit and shit as a business.
Yeah.
But literally tagged within probably about 6 months, went from having 2 clients to 20 clients.
Yeah.
And started turning over, huge amounts of money compared to in 6 months.
Yeah.
Turn around.
So
bang.
cool.
He went from being someone who was broke and living with his parents to buying a $50,000 car outright for the fun of it. Just because he wanted to have some fun driving a 5 Series BMW, right?
Totally. Honestly, this is one of my favorite quotes, and I have it. It's just not a quote; it's a fact. Right. I have it printed off and put on my wall because I read it and I was like, oh, that's so good. It's that Chinese. And go Google this. Chinese bamboo. I think it said it's either 2 or 4 years. It spends 2 or 4 years underground. Once you plant the seed, it doesn't break the surface of the soil for 2 to 4 years, and then it shoots up 80 feet in like 6 weeks. And the point of that is cultivate and grow and work on that seed.
Just burst through the surface, and when you get through the surface,
keep working on it, because when you burst through that surface, the growth can be exponential, and you might not.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
So cool. It can happen quickly.
Yeah.
These overnight successes you see, you didn't see the 5 years prior.
Exactly.
You don't know what they did to achieve that super fast. Boom. That was good.
Awesome.
That was mad. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, fuck yeah. That was good. I think we delivered some value there.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah, there might have been some rambling as well.
There's plenty of rambling. That's okay. But as long as everyone goes out and invests, we're all good. Not financial advice.
This is not personal financial advice.
No. It's the ramblings of 2 young men who haven't made it financially yet.
Exactly. So it's probably not the best financial advice you're going to get.
Totally. All right. Well, I guess that's it for us. Cheers. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll catch you guys on the flip side. See you later. Thank you so much for tuning in again. If you would like to support the podcast, the best way that you can do that is to leave a review, or if you're watching on YouTube, give it a like and leave me a comment. A huge thank you in advance if you do. I'm extremely grateful. I hope you enjoyed this week's podcast as much as I did, and don't forget to tune in next week. New podcasts drop every Sunday. Big love.